Hare Krishna. Sometimes you can't see yourself until you see yourself through the eyes of others. DeGeneres. When we want to go out for some social event, we want to check whether we look good. So by looking at ourselves, we may get some understanding of how we are dressed. But we look at a mirror. And that mirror helps us to see, okay, my hair is not combed properly. I need to do this, I need to do that. So actually, this is a mirror helps us to see ourselves better. So the physical mirror helps us to see our physical self better. But similarly, we need something outside ourselves to see ourselves better. So the Bhagavad Gita tells that we have inside us a mind. And the mind can act as our friend, the mind can act as our enemy. And inside us, we have certain talents, we have certain weaknesses. And based on our talents, we have certain opportunities. Based on our weaknesses, we have certain dangers, certain threats. But we cannot always see things clearly in our inner territory. Sometimes we may be disturbed because the mind gets hyper excited about certain things. And there might be a certain weakness within us which is causing that problem, but we are blaming someone else for it. So because our view of our inner territory is obscured and distorted by our mind, we sometimes can't see things clearly. So at such times, we need someone close, someone trustworthy, someone who can help us see ourselves better. Traditionally, in the yoga traditions, that was the role of the spiritual mentor. That is the role of the guide, the guru. The guru or the gurus or those who are in the position of a guru, those who are our spiritual guides, they actually are meant to help us see ourselves. They need to understand our mind and they need to help us understand our mind. How are we thinking? They should be able to see that. And then if our thinking is wrong, they should be able to explain that to us in a way that is understandable to us. That is why sometimes we need someone else to see ourselves better. Today we live in a highly individualistic age where people feel that they can do whatever they want to do. They feel that there is absolutely no need for them to submit to anyone else for guidance. And yet, it is in this individualistic age that more people than ever before are going to psychologists and psychiatrists. Psychotherapy is a booming profession. And psychologists are actually meant to not give any medicines to patients. They cannot administer any drugs. So generally all that psychologists or psychotherapists do is they just talk. They hear and they talk. And people feel grateful. People are ready to pay a lot of money just for this purpose. So how does that work out? Because we need a vent. We need somebody who can hear us and then somebody who can respond to what they have heard. So we have rejected the importance of mentors, spiritual mentors, but now we have got mental mentors, that is psychologists. So the principle is that there are times in our life when we need to get out of our mind. And getting out of our mind, for that, we need someone to help us. So there are times when we are alone in an introspective mood, and at that time we can think clearly and deeply by not mixing with people, by not socializing. But sometimes when we are alone and we are alone with our mind can eat us up. It can fill us with so much negativity, so much resentment, so much frustration that we feel as if life is not worth living. At that time, we just need to get out of our mind. And the way to get out of our mind is by having someone to connect with. And if that person with whom we are connecting can keep confidences, is trustworthy enough to not spill out to the world the confidential struggles and issues that we are facing, then we are indeed very fortunate. The psychologists talk about how we have 4 circles, and something about us which we know and others know, something which we know but others don't know, something which we don't know but others don't know, something which neither we know nor others know. So now, many of the things about us which others know but we don't know, we can see them only when we interact with others in a way that is open. So what we don't know about ourselves can be the limitations, they can be our strengths. So both the opportunities that we can and should tap, and the threats that we need to be aware of, both we can learn by having someone else who acts like a mirror for us to see our inner world, to help us understand ourselves better. And for us to have such friends, what is important is that we cultivate such friendship, that we invest the time necessary for connecting with people at this level. The Bhagavad Gita talks about how spiritually advanced people, they delight in associating with each other. 10.9 says that they refresh and expand their understanding of reality, especially the ultimate reality, by interacting with each other. So they understand each other better and they understand their own understanding better. So thus, by opening ourselves to heart-to-heart communication with others, with those people who understand our mind and who help us to understand our mind, then we can better understand our own talents and we can better understand our own opportunities, our own limitations, and thus we can best tap our talents and we can best steer clear of the threats. Thank you. Hare Krishna.